Most people know Leonardo da Vinci as the artist who created the Mona Lisa. But what they may not know is that he also created over 40,000 mechanical inventions, 2,000 of which we're still using today. The Da Vinci Machine exhibition is on loan from the Museum of Leonardo da Vinci in Florence, Italy. It contains over 60 handcrafted inventions built from Leonardo's 500-year-old designs and is the life work of 3 generations of Florentian artisans. With over 60 machines on display, many of which are interactive, the collections feature replicas of the major and most exciting inventions of the original Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci.
The unique part about the exhibit is this is just not the drawings of Leonardo, but these are actual recreations using the exact tools, the exact materials that Leonardo did 500 years ago, that he was able to handcraft by himself, and these items and his ideas literally changed our world. He's given full credit now for the hand glider, and they said this did not. He was able to get the wings above the human being's shoulders, above them where they should be, and they're now building a life-size version of that for the exhibit, and it didn't work due to the heavy materials that he had, but now he's aerodynamically correct, and he's given full credit for the invention of the hand glider. The bicycle was not discovered to be Leonardo's until 1966, and they were going through his codices, or his books, and they found the 2 pages stuck together. They carefully peeled them apart, and they came up with the bicycle. The piece of paper had a name of his student on the bicycle, and it wasn't until a couple years ago when they went through the timeline in Leonardo's life that they thought possibly the student had invented the bicycle, and it wasn't Leonardo's. Leonardo da Vinci invented the chain, and when they went through the timeline in Leonardo's life that the bicycle would not work without the chain. The drawings of the chain well preceded the drawing of the bicycle, so through deduction he is now given 100% credit. It was not the student's idea, but Leonardo's idea.
Isn't that something? I like that.
And as you can see, there's not a steering mechanism here in the front, and that was designed, he designed this for a play, and it would go right across the stage, so they didn't have to turn.
Sure.
Every civilization has tried to get air to a human being underwater, and Leonardo thought that when the one tube would come down, that when you exhaled, you did not want to exhale into your fresh air coming for the surface. Then he added a second tube that the diver could turn his head, exhale into the other tube and breathe in fresh air from the surface. And it wasn't until 500 years later that using Leonardo's designs that Jacques Cousteau was able to manufacture the regulator that we know for all scuba divers. This is Leonardo da Vinci's famous worm screw. And as you can see, this was designed to raise and lower a heavy piece of equipment, hold it in place, so it would not fall on the workers, or they could make any adjustment that it was and hold it in place. The ingenious part of this invention is that the worm screw transfers the energy to the gear, but the gear will not reverse the energy back through the worm screw. This is used on all guitars today. That holds all the musical strings in place and the instruments. So it took Leonardo and Les Paul to invent the electric guitar. This was Leonardo's idea or experiment for perpetual motion. And Leonardo thought surely that if you got the right amount of weight at the top, when it hit the apex, when it would fall down, it would provide enough power to go to the next, and go to the next, and go to the next. And 500 years later, we're still looking for perpetual motion. And basically what he's able to accomplish here is just a minimum amount of energy can be sustained over a much longer period of time, but this design has made its way into all of our jet engines today. In the prop jets, the actual flywheel adjusts the pitch of the prop jet itself. This is my second favorite exhibit in the exhibition, and this was Leonardo da Vinci's experiment in changing circular motion into linear motion. And basically this was the birth of the piston as we know it, but this was used on all the locomotives that built the United States. This is designed that when it was torqued up, it would roll 50 meters, but the funny thing, so that's how they thought that Leonardo had invented the car. But in fact he hadn't. This is a gift for the king, and when it moved forward, it would raise up in the air, and you see it had the differential on both sides, and then as you can see, this shaft here would be put on the top of it, a lion's pelt was put on the outside, and when it would raise up, the chest would open up and would blow out lilies and flowers to the king, thanking him and welcoming him to France. This design has not changed for over 500 years, is the idea of the paddle wheel boat, and this literally design built the United States and the St. Louis on the Mississippi River with the paddle wheel boats. And when you take a look at 500 years later, the only thing different in this design that we use today is just the power. It's just the boat, it's the power source to turn the paddle wheel. This design is 1,000% intact. Leonardo da Vinci is credited with over 40,000 inventions, of which 15,000 of them have survived, and 2,000 to 3,000 of them we use on our daily basis, which is many of the exhibits that you see here. And they think that of these 10,000 designs that we know about, that a young Leonardo can bring his designs even in today's society and make him more relevant, even more than he is already.
Right now, you can experience the genius of Da Vinci and be a tourist in your own town.